Have you ever heard anybody sit down at the piano and play this? If you have, you probably know what comes next, right? And you know, the Pink Panther from the movies, Inspector Clouseau, very funny stuff, very funny stuff. Have you ever heard this tune from another movie? Moon River, right, from Breakfast at Tiffany's, Audrey Hepburn. Well, the composer of those tunes, Henry Mancini, wrote many, many other songs too, including this one, Dreamsville, which is number 102 in our journey through the real book. I'm Ron Drotos. Thanks for being here. And Henry, you know, these composers were thoroughly versed in jazz, although at the time, if anybody asks you, is Moon River a jazz tune, or Pink Panther has a swing beat, uses the blues scale, right? It's about as jazzy as you can get. But you know what? That's the Pink Panther, right? It's a movie soundtrack. Dreamsville, you know, a pop ballad of the day, of the late 50s, early 60s kind of thing. But there was a big crossover. It even lasted into the 70s in the rock era with a tune like Moondance by Van Morrison. It's jazzy, right? Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Could have been from the 40s in a lot of ways. But this cross-pollination really comes across in the music of Henry Mancini. He's one of the all-time great songwriters, and you don't really hear about him too much, except when kids sit down and play the Pink Panther in their piano recitals, you know, when they're 10, 15 years old. This is a great tune. I'm just going to play it as a straight jazz ballad. I love playing jazz ballads. And, you know, the interesting thing is, I think whenever you're playing any kind of music, but on ballads you have more time to explore this, in that you go for a feeling. And then whatever techniques you need to feel that or convey that feeling, that's what you use. So if it's going to be this, maybe it's like this little delicate thing. Or, you know, or playful, right? Or, you know, a lot of times like this, with ballads, I like this sort of feeling like I'm floating on a cloud. So it might be... However you're going to get there, and you can be inspired by lots of music. It doesn't even have to be jazz. Like one of the best feelings of this for me is, it's a little different musically, but the end of Stravinsky's Symphony of Psalms. It just has this, with the choir and this, it's like this floating feeling with this unresolved harmony that's just very light and just builds, and it's like you're just floating. So that's what I go for a lot on ballads. I'm going to sort of start there and see where we go. Dreamsville. It's a tune that not many people play, but it's in the real book now, so we should check it out. know, this is such a beautiful tune. And like I was saying, you know, this feeling of sort of floating, it just, you know, it's there. You know, the second chord, you know, first chord's the C major 7, and then C in the bass with G minor 7. It's a sus, it's like a C sus 9. It has this feeling of just this, you know, ooh, expansiveness. So bring it out in the music, you know. Have fun with this. It's not a tune. It's not a jazz standard by any stretch of the imagination. You're not going to go into a jam session and say, "Hey, let's play Dreamsville 2, 3." They're going to say, "What?" But it did make it into the real book, and it's really an invitation to not only explore a composer like Henry Mancini and see what we can still get out of it, but to learn some great tunes. And they take you different places, you know. And these 2-5-1s in the bridge, especially when there's a half diminished seventh. You know, that's out of Dizzy Gillespie, or you know, that could be as bebop as you can get. You know, Woody and you use those. So have fun with this, explore it, look at the chord substitutions he uses, and let a tune like this make you a better musician. Thanks for being here, and I don't even know what the next page is. I'm not going to turn right now, but we'll see you next week with number 103 in the real book. Take care.